So I'm gonna say call hello Yahweh by Hashem Mashiach Yahweh Shai, man. We're gonna jump straight into it. So I wanna hop back on to why we believe the Edomites are the devil, because that's one thing Israelites and just dumb niggas can't understand. The reason why we believe that they're the devil the Bible speaks of is because they fit every attribute of what the devil would do. When you look at the word devil in the Greek, it's diabolos, meaning deceiver. Who has deceived the world to thinking this is Christ? How is there any bigger deception than that? Hold what you got. Give me Psalms 83. Not only have they deceived the world that this is Christ, the greatest man to ever walk the earth, right? They've also put these people over there with small hats on to now make them be the Israelites, right? Who are also Edomites, the Amalekites, right? So these also established them to diminish who we actually are. We actually are the true children of God. We aren't just blacks, we aren't just Hispanics, we're not Native Americans. We are the true Jews. We are the true Israelites. Right. But this people has protected these people. This people has sent weapons and money and put all type of laws to build them up, to make them to be the Israelites, but don't do anything for us, right. God's actual true children. So read this in Psalms 83. Watch this.
God, this is the book of Psalm, chapter 83 and verse 1.
Yeah.
Keep not thou silence, O God.
Yeah. So basically, do something about this, God. Go ahead.
Hold not thy peace and be not still, O God. For lo,
because we're in the time where he's being still. Not like he's slow to anger and slow to wrath. He's long suffering. So we don't see him doing something right now. But what's going to happen very soon? Edom's army, Edom's nation is going to fall. That's coming very soon. So right now we're in a time of him not acting or being still. So this is David asking the Lord to do something about this right here. Go ahead.
Verse 2. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
Yeah.
And they that hate thee have lifted up their head.
Yeah, they've become prideful. Those who hate thee. Who hates the Lord? The Edomites. And all the rest of the nations is going to name. Keep going.
God, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
Yeah.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
They've done what?
Consulted against thy hidden ones.
How have the other nations consulted against the hidden ones? They've done that by calling these people the hidden ones. Calling these people over with the small hats the true children of God. That's what they've done. That's how they've had a crafty counsel against the Lord.
Right.
That's why we call them the devil. How? Not only do you say the most impressive man to ever walk the earth, Christ, is a so-called white man, you also say these people are that. And not only that, to add insult to injury, he doesn't even look like a small hat. Nobody ever talks about that. Caesar Borgia, when you look at a picture of him, when I look at if he's supposed to be the king of the Jews, I look at his picture and then look at the people that calling Jews right now. He don't look like them. Nobody ever talks about that. But people are just so into the doctrine, into the fornication of this damn devil the Bible speaks of.
Right.
Watch this. Keep going.
Verse 4. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
Let's do what?
Let us cut them off from being a nation.
When they've cut us off from being the actual nation that actually matters, a holy goyim, right? Or a holy ethnos, right? They've done that by calling these people over there that. They are the true Jews. They are the true descendants, right? And they'll say things like, how can we be the true children of God? Yeah. How can we be the true children of God if we're so wicked? These people over there are keeping the laws, but they say they keep the laws, but only 10% of them are actually Torah believers. Right. Even less than that, even keep the Torah to their standards. So those aren't the true children of God. Even their acts don't even show that. Keep going.
That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
Yeah.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
Yeah.
They are confederate against thee.
And how are they all confederate against the Lord? Because all the nations of the world universally recognize them as the Jews. We're universally recognized as niggas, as spics, as Native Americans. That's how we're universally recognized. What you got? No, I don't want that. Give me Isaiah 61, right? Because the thing is, people want to talk about the gospel. People want to talk about Christ saving, for deliverance, for a whole bunch of different things. But the problem is, When Christ delivers and fulfills the gospel in Isaiah 61, there's something that has to happen. It's right on brand of what we're talking about.
This is Isaiah chapter 61 and verse 9.
Yeah.
And their seed shall be known among the Gentiles.
Their what?
And their seed shall be known among the Gentiles.
Their seed shall be known among the Gentiles. This lineage should be it should be a recognized fact that we're what?
Shall be known among the Gentiles, and their offspring among the people.
Yeah.
All that see them shall acknowledge them.
Yeah.
That they are the seed which the Lord hath blessed.
Yeah.
I will greatly rejoice in the Lord. My soul shall be joyful in my God.
So watch this, right? So was the fulfillment of Isaiah 61, which Christ is going to do, because he even said in Luke chapter 4, the beginning part of that, about the year of the Lord, the year the Lord's redeemed, that's been fulfilled in your eyes. Y'all saw that when Christ walked the earth, being the Messiah, being the guy. But after that, in verse 9, when we get in Isaiah 61, it'll be universally recognized that we're the true children of God. So who are the people affirming that those people are the children of God? The Edomites. That's why we say they're the devil.
Right.
You lie about God's chosen people, you lie about who God's son is, and you lie about the doctrine that he taught. That's why we say they're the devil.
Right.
Keep going in Psalms 83. You can drop that. Go back to where you told you to go.
Psalms 83.
You say what?
I say I love black people.
What does that mean?
It means I genuinely love black people.
You generally love black people?
Yeah, I love black people.
So, do you help black people?
I have helped black people. I've worked with Anne Frank in Dreams with a girl I met, a little girl I met in a dream called Griselda. And I asked her, is there a problem with slavery? She's a little black girl, and she said yeah. And I led a team of a lot of my best friends and a lot of the greatest gods who exist, a lot of other people that I unified like telepathically. So I've been hearing voices for years, and I've found the reality of them and realized there's more. And from doing that, I freed black people from being stuck in slavery, from dreams being blocked from going to heaven, and actually brought them to heaven.
Okay. That sounds like schizophrenia.
Schizoaffective is what I'm diagnosed with.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
But it makes sense, but it's actually what I said is real. So it's, I think.
I mean, to you.
Psychiatric care is done where a world where people do hear voices, and telepathy is seen as something that isn't real. But another thing that happened is my friend Brian, who was my realtor, he the N-word was popping in my head every time I saw him, and I thought that he could hear it too. And then I knew it wasn't me because I'm not racist. Found the source of that, and I made an N-word fine telepathically to test things of even saying the word and stopping that, to reduce the N-word being said, to lead to the less of the division of man. But my perspective on religion is different religions are divided by different perspectives when people see things differently.
I mean, that's cool, bro. I got you.
Answer to mutual issues.
I got you, bro. But hold up, bro. I don't care about none of that. I don't care about not one of that, man. Like that, none of that matters, man. None of that matters to me, to be honest, right?
That's how I feel about everything.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
I love y'all. My guy took a beer on the street.
Sure, man. Yeah, sure. Damn schizo, bro. Google diagnose. Crazy.
Google diagnosis.
I was like, that's all. So I heard the N word in my head, and I know it's not me. It was a psychological spirit of his ancestor Esau. Say, call him a. Well, I know I'm not racist, so why am I hearing this? See, now, what would be really funny is a black man would sit right next to him and be like, see, well, he's just going through something. That's not what he really is.
Yeah.
Give me that in Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4. Because, like, you know, through your words condemn you and justify you, right? That was his words. That's who he is. Edom can't help but be their forefathers, just like how we can't help but be our forefathers. Right. That's why we're wicked niggas. Give me Habakkuk 2 and 4.
2 and 4 times. This is Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him.
And that's why he kept hearing the N-word in his head. Right. His soul is not upright in him. He talking about schizo, but that's how they really are. The other regular Edomites who were just fully accepted, you know, they're niggas, right? You know, and when they're not around, we're gonna call them niggas. But you know, when they're around, we'll just call him, it's my friend, it's my black friend. I say, you know, like Tyrone, he's my best friend. You know, and when I'm around my friends, you know, well, when they say black, you know, when they make jokes like that, you know, I get on them about it. I don't laugh with those jokes. You know, I've heard this my entire life. All of y'all souls is not upright. Watch this. Read this again.
Con. Verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. Yeah. But the just shall live by his faith. But
us, the just, we live by our faith. That's our belief system, right? We believe we're Israelites. We believe we're God's chosen people, but we believe that's not Christ. We believe the actual Christ, Yahweh Shai Mashiach, is going to deliver us. Right. That faith is what we live on. Right. So let's go back into this. Go back to that Psalms. Go back to that Revelations. Go ahead.
Con, Psalms chapter 83 and verse 5. Yeah. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. Yeah. The tabernacles of Edom. Who? The tabernacles of Edom.
The tabernacles of Edom. So the first one it names is going to list a whole bunch of other names. The very first one it names is the tabernacle of Edom. These are the people who are confederate against us. When you're confederate against us, you're confederate against God. Right. That's why they are the devil. Let's go into more of that. Go into this Revelation chapter 12.
Come on. This is Revelation chapter 12 and verse 9. And the great dragon was cast out. Yeah. That old serpent. Yeah. Called the devil.
Called the what?
Called the devil.
Called the devil, the Diabolos, right? Go to verse 1.
Come on. This is Revelation chapter 12, starting from the top.
Because we're going to hear about this great red dragon. Go ahead.
And there appeared a great wonder.
What's up, sister? You believe in God? Can I talk to you real quick about God, though? Well, you ain't got the time? Oh, man. Oh, man. Don't want that light. They don't want that magnifying glass put on their bullshit, man. That's all it be. They don't want... John chapter 3. Right. John chapter 3. They hate the light, man, because they know their deeds will be exposed. We always used to think, well, they don't know who we are, so they just think we're aggressive. No, they know who we are. They know what we represent. They see these Bibles out here. They know what's going to happen when they come against the judges. And in the same fashion, as Israel didn't like the judges or the prophets, they want to put them to death. But now in these times, they can't put us to death. All they can do is cuss us out and try to do bad things towards us. That's all that happens. Or run away. They would. If they could, they would. Right? Keep going.
Con. Revelation chapter 12, starting from the top. Yeah. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven. Yeah. A woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet.
So this is a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet. This woman represents Israel. Right? The sun and the moon going into the luminaries that we heard about in Genesis chapter 1. What's our luminary? The law, statutes, and commandments. That's what was given unto us. Keep going.
Con. And upon her head a crown of 12 stars.
Proving it's Israel. Go ahead.
Con. And she, being the child, cried.
What's up? See y'all looking at the signs. Y'all got a question? You want to hear about God real quick? Let me show you. What's y'all's nationality? Black and white. Black and white. What's your father? Black. Oh, perfect. Right? Perfect. Have you heard anything about the true Jews being black? So what do you think about it? You didn't think anything about it? Yeah, well, the reason why I ask, because who does the world say that is? Okay, if Jesus was a Jew, correct? So if we think the Jews are black, where are they getting this image from? They made it up. That's why we're out here telling our people that. If they made it up, he must look like something else. And if his parents are, if the Jews are black, their parents are black, their parents are black, their parents are black. We've always been a melanated people. So let's look at something. Give me, what do you have?
Hosea 4 and 6, but probably not.
Hold that. Give me Isaiah 42. Let's make it real easy, right? Let me show you something. So when you see something, matter of fact, no, Jeremiah 17 and 4. Real quick. How did we get over here to America? Y'all, slavery, right? We came over here on slave ships, right? Did we know America before we got here? We didn't. Watch this. This is what's supposed to happen to the true Jews. Go ahead.
Come on. This is Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage.
You know what a heritage is? What's a heritage?
Like our background.
Yeah, our background, our ideologies, our old cultures, our ways, our land, all of that. It says the true Jews will leave that. Watch this. Keep going.
Come on.
shalt discontinue from thy heritage that I gave thee.
Yeah.
And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not.
Look at that. So that's three things. They would discontinue from their heritage. They would go into a land in which they didn't know, and they would serve their enemies. Who does that sound like? That sounds like our story. Is it not? All three of those things can't be a coincidence. But keep going on this. Watch this.
Con. For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger.
Oh, so what does that mean? The reason why all three of those things happen is because the Jews made God mad. How do you make God mad?
You can't make God mad.
You can't make God mad? Then okay, wait, read that again. I want him to read this part again, and I want you to see if you come to that same conclusion. Read that again.
Con. For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger.
What does that mean? They've kindled a fire in God's anger. They've made God mad. They've upsetted the Lord. So how do you do this?
How do you make them upset?
Yeah, how do you make them upset?
By not following his ways?
Exactly. By not, watch this, right? Give me Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. Give me 1 John 5 and 3. Watch this.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou would not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses,
all these what?
That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So that's how you make God mad. If you don't hearken or listen to him and obey his commandments, all these curses shall come upon thee. We already named three. You will discontinue from your land. You will go to a land which you didn't know. And on top of that, you'll serve people when you get there. So what we're out here to tell our people to do, since we're still in the land which we knew not, and we have to serve people, why don't we start listening to God, right? Because I see you have a cross around your neck, right? You believe in God, correct? So knowing that, we need to be whole and perfected. Because we've always heard in the church houses, just have faith, 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 right? But do you know anything about works? You know God judges those, correct? You say what?
Faith without works is dead.
Exactly. Faith without works is dead. Works perfects your faith and makes you whole and complete. And those works are what we just read, the things that we weren't doing. We weren't keeping the commandments of God. So that's our whole purpose out here, to tell our people, because the people on this sign, these are the true Israelites. The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We are the people who went through the things we just read so far. So we're telling our people we need to come back to God in truth and sincerity. Not what the pastor's telling you while he's robbing you, but actually and wholeheartedly listening to God through his commandments. Because that's how you show that he loves you. Watch this. Give me Deuteronomy 7 and 6. 5 and 3.
Come. This is the book of 1 John chapter 5 and verse 3.
Yeah.
For this is the love of God.
Yeah.
That we keep his commandments.
Yeah.
And his commandments are not grievous.
Do y'all understand that? This is the love of God. Like you heard of agape before? This is that agape is Greek for love, right? So this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments. That's how you show you love him. If you don't do that, you're not showing that you love him, nor his son. Give me 1 John 3 and 2. Watch this. 3 and 5. 2 and 3, my bad. What?
Come. This is the book of 1 John chapter 2 and verse 3. And hereby we do know that we know him.
Yeah.
If we keep his commandments.
This is how you know Christ. If you keep his commandments, but what?
He that saith, I know him.
Yeah.
And keepeth not his commandments.
If you say you're a Christian and you don't keep Christ's commandments, and you don't keep the Lord's commandments, what happens?
Is a liar.
Is a what?
Is a liar.
Yeah.
And the truth is not in him.
So do you want to be a liar, or do you want to be in the truth? You want to be in the truth. That means you got to keep the commandments, sisters, really, right? And that's how we show God we love him, because you really kind of owe it to him. Because go to Deuteronomy 7 and 6, because we said, well, not us, but the Bible says to love God is to keep his commandments. No, we're reciprocating the love that he gave us because he chose us as a nation. Remember how I said we're the true Israelites? Let's see what God said about the Israelites. Go ahead.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6.
Yeah.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Yeah.
The Lord thy God have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
Yeah.
Above all the people that are upon the face of the earth.
Oh, what? Read that part again.
Above all the people that are upon the face of the earth.
So to God, the Israelites are above everybody on the face of the earth. That's how he shows you that he loves you. Watch, he's going to say it. Keep going.
The Lord did not set his love upon you, nor choose you, because you were more in number than any people.
Yeah.
For ye were the fewest of all people.
Yeah.
But because the Lord loved you.
Because he did what?
But because the Lord loved you.
He did what?
And because he would keep the oath which he had sworn to us, like unto your fathers, hath the Lord brought you out with a mighty hand and redeemed you out of the house of bondmen, from the hand of the Pharaoh, king of Egypt.
Now watch this. All that says this, right? Since the Lord decided to exalt us above everybody and make us above everybody and choose us, that shows us how much he loves us. So since he did that for you and did that for your people, we have to reciprocate that love by listening to him. That's why we're in the position we're in. Before, we'd have to do all this working to just barely make it. We had everything we wanted, but we walked away from that because we wanted to do what we wanted to do. So what we're telling you is you need to reciprocate that love. Just like if you had a man, right? Y'all have men, right? So, okay, let's just say you did have a man and you want to show that you love a man, correct? Right? You want to do certain things to show him that you love him, like you'll do anything a wife would do, right? So when you want that man to reciprocate that, that's the same way we got to be with the Father. You see how easy that is? That's the same exact way. Like there's certain things, just like I'll give you an example, right? Do y'all pray? How often do you pray?
Every day.
Every day? You should. Could you imagine if your husband didn't talk to you every day? How would that make you feel? You see the importance of that? You got to reciprocate that love. You see, what we are here to teach is we just got to do better. And it started with the commandments. Can you rock with that? All praises, right? All praises. You're welcome. Yeah, he got you, right? That's what we out here for.
All praise.
That's what we out here for.
This is Revelation chapter 12, starting from the top.
Yeah.
And there appeared a great wonder in heaven.
Revelation 17.
A woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet.
Yeah.
And upon her head a crown of 12 stars.
That's Israel. Keep going.
And she being with child cried, travailing in birth, in pain to be delivered.
Yeah.
And there appeared another wonder in heaven.
Yeah.
And behold, a great red dragon.
Oh, what?
A great red dragon.
Now we're just going to describe this great red dragon. This same great red dragon in this same chapter is called the devil. Keep going.
Come on. Having 7 heads and 10 horns.
Now, where do we hear about an entity that has 7 heads and 10 horns? Oh, Daniel chapter 7, the Roman Empire. That's who this dragon is. That makes up a specific nationality. Who headed that off? The Edomites, the so-called white men.
Right.
What came out of that? The little horn. And we're standing on it right here. And the same ideologies they have is perpetuated in this land.
Right.
Literally. So if the Romans are called the devil that the Bible speaks of, the derivatives of this devil are also the devil.
Right.
Right? If the lump is holy, right? You see in Revelation, Romans chapter 11, if the lump is holy, so is the not the lump. It's the
Branch.
No. Go to hold this. Get Romans 11. I want to say that properly about the lump.
This is Romans chapter 11 and verse 16. For if the first fruit be holy.
If the first fruits be holy, the first fruits is like the wheat, right? Go ahead.
The lump is also holy.
The lump is going into the dough. So dough's made out of wheat. It starts off as this and ends up as this. Is a representation of a patriarch to their seed, right? So if our first fruits being Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, if they're holy, that makes us holy. Right. Just like in that same fashion, if the Edomites, who come from Edom, who come from Esau, if he's wicked and not set apart, the rest of them will be that same exact way. That's why they act that way. So if Rome were headed up by the Edomites, are the devil the Bible speaks of, so is the Americans in the same exact fashion. So give me this in Revelation chapter 17.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 17 and verse 1. And there came one of the 7 angels, which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will shew unto thee the judgment of the great whore.
The what?
The judgment of the great whore.
The judgment of the great whore. Still talking about America, right? Because it's riding the 7 heads and 10 horns. The 7 heads and 10 horns is the European powers, EU, NATO, whatever you want to call it. Because if you look at the European Union, America spends the most money in it. They contribute the most money, contribute the most effort over anything. And wherever America goes, the rest of the European powers follow suit, right? Keep going.
I'm going to say, I will shew thee unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters.
Yeah, the great whore that sitteth among many waters that does what? Keep going.
With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication.
Made drunk with the wine of her fornication. That's going into doctrines and theologies and just sanctions. All these things are all wrapped up in this. This great whore. This is America, right? So we see something when Trump. Let's give an example, a current event example. So certain nationalities, certain nations don't want to take in the people who America is deporting, right? So as soon as they decide to say, no, we're not going to deal with that, y'all have to do that, what does Trump hit them with? A 25% tariff. You've seen that just happen with Colombia. Oh, we're not taking those Colombians or those Hispanics who left there to come to your country illegally. We're not taking them. Trump hit them with a 25% tariff, and he immediately backed down. That happened a few weeks ago. That's a world example that you have to get down or lay down behind this beast. And they're drunk with the wine of their fornication because now America's ideals are now being forced on them.
Right.
America even withdraws aid from other nations if they don't want to be cool with homosexuality, if they don't want to be cool with same-sex marriage, they will literally withdraw help from them. That's how these nations are forced to now slowly adopt these practices which they never had. That's how they become drunk with the wine of their fornication. And they look to this Edomite, they look to this damn devil to be the beacon of light. And through that, and through this, they deceive the entire world with these these ideas of fornications. Keep going.
Verse 3. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast.
Yeah.
Full of names of blasphemy.
Yeah.
Having 7 heads and 10 horns.
Having seven heads and 10 horns, making reference, this whore is riding the European Union. Who is that? That is America. It's undeniable. In 2020, even Trump said it a few days ago when I was watching the news. He talks about the European Union, how they've been robbing America. We put more money, we put 70 or 80% of the money and effort to it in comparison to the whole totality of the Europeans. That's how they're riding this. That's how we know that this is talking about America. Keep going.
Verse 4. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication.
That's going into America, because how do we know that? That all the things it talks about purple. Purple is what kings wore. Purple is what people in royalty and a high statue wore. Right? The pearls, all these things, precious things that if you have to have a lot of money to obtain. And who is that? Who is the world's superpower? America. Now it said full of fornications. That's the same things that they learned from Rome.
Right.
With the Senate and having a president, right? We didn't deal with people electing people. We dealt with God electing people. That's right. People can be swayed. People can be swayed by their entire their mental states. People can sway by their affinity towards people. So you see elections and you see democracy is completely opposite of the way God wants to work. These are these fornications that it's talking about. The same-sex marriage, all these things. These are these fornications. Go ahead.
Verse 5. And upon her forehead was the name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. And I saw the woman drunken.
Stop right there, right? No, it says Mystery Babylon. What happened in ancient Babel? Ancient Babel, all the nations, all the people came together for the one purpose. It was a great melting pot, just like America.